Hello. Morning, everybody.
Good morning, teacher.
Morning, teacher.
Morning. By the way, did I ask you to do homework?
Only reading.
Or reading? The course book. Page number.
Page number 87.
87. Okay, we have already finished tip for planning a short story. Course book, page 87, text 6F. About ancient Greek fable, The Risk of the Hare and the Tortoise. The first one is easy and you have already known that story. And you need to learn how to write the moral for the first one. And next one, I want you to start with the second one. Read the first one. You need to read the first one. But I will let you learn some words, some good words from the first paragraph, and then I will let you continue the second one. So you need to read the second paragraph quickly and think for the moral. Okay, I think the first part is finished. Emilia, could you please read the first part?
But the story doesn't end there.
No, not that one. Ancient
Uh,
Greek fable, the race of the hare and the tortoise, the first one. The
okay.
very first one.
Ancient Greek fable, the race of the hare and the tortoise. Once upon a time, a tortoise and a hare had an argument about who was fastest. They decided to settle the argument with a race. They agreed on a route and started off. Here is a short ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing that he was far ahead of the tortoise, he thought he would relax before continuing the race. He sat under a tree and soon fell asleep. The tortoise, plodding on, overtook him and finished the race, emerging as undisputed, undisputed champion. The hare woke up and realized that he would lose. The moral, slow and steady wins the race.
Okay, I don't need to explain. It is easy, right? And you know it already. The first words that you need to be aware of is had an argument. They had an argument. And the second one, how to say? To settle the argument with a race. To settle the argument with a race. And the third one, shot ahead. Shot ahead. Ran briskly. Ran briskly.
Teacher, can you say again? I can hear clear.
In that paragraph, had an argument. To settle an argument with a race, shot ahead, ran briskly, plotting on, and disputed, and disputed. So these are remarkable words that you should learn. And you are given the moral, slow and steady wins the race. Okay. So I will move to the second part. Touch with and read.
But the story doesn't end here. The hare was disappointed at losing the race, and he did some short sessions. He realized that he lost the race only because he had been overconfident and careless. If he had not taken things for granted, there's no way the tortoise could have beaten him. So he challenged the tortoise to another race. The tortoise agreed this time. The hare went all out and ran without stopping. Ran without stopping from start to finish. He won by several kilometers.
Yeah, only one word, like did some soul searching. Did some soul searching. The rest are not new for you. So can you tell me the moral for that? Hello?
Consistency and determination lead to success.
Consistency and determination leads to success. Okay.
How about reflect yourself, no mistake, and learn from that?
Wait. The previous one is okay. So could you please say again? Consistency reflects. I'm asking your answer. Consistency and
Consistency and determination lead to success.
yes.
Teacher, how about focus until you reach your goal?
Wait. Tilida, tell me your answer. I will listen.
Reflect yourself, no mistake, and learn from that.
Reflect yourself.
Teacher, I mean KNOW, no. Like know your mistake. Yeah.
Reflect yourself, no mistake, and learn from them. Any other? I see.
Focus until you reach your goal.
Focus on
No, focus until you have reached your goal.
okay, it is enough. So you have got some ideas for moral. Yeah, all are acceptable. So I have put them on the share screen. So second paragraph, please read quickly and think for the moral. The second one, Suitori.
But the story doesn't end here. The tortoise did some thinking this time and realized that there's no way a tortoise could beat a hare in a race the way it was currently designed. So he challenged the hare to another race, but over a different route. The hare agreed. They started off. The hare took off and ran at top speed until he came to a broad river. He sat there wondering what to do. In the meantime, the tortoise plodded up, got into the river, swam to the opposite bank, continued working, and finished the race.
Yeah, it is understandable. Only the remarkable phrases are over a different route. The hare took off, ran at top speed. Talk about the second part.
I think the moral there is work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder. I don't want to put it. Work smarter is okay. Any other moral?
Know your own strengths and use them wisely.
That is nice. You know your own strength. Okay, next one.
Be clever to be successful.
Be clever to be successful. It is also nice.
There's there's always a solution to a problem.
Can you repeat?
There is always a solution to a problem.
There's always it goes beyond the top, beyond the story. It doesn't match with the story. It's not the main moral. These are possible. How about the others? Why don't you say? Okay, go to the third one. I have put 3 moral lessons, so they are suitable for the previous paragraphs. Previous paragraph. And now I want to go to the last part. The story still hasn't ended. Read.
Okay, the last part. Kevin, read.
The hare and the tortoise by the time had become a girlfriend and they did some thinking together. They decided to return the last race back as a team. This time, they start off and this time the hare carried the turtles until the river bank. There, the tortoise took over the swam across with the hare on his back. On the opposite bank, the hare again carried the turtles and they reached the finish line together. They both feel a greater sense of satisfaction than they did felt earlier.
Okay. Good friends, they did some thinking together. They decided to rerun the last race. Only this here felt a greater sense of satisfaction. Felt a greater sense of satisfaction. Felt a greater sense of satisfaction. So, any moral lesson? Who wants to give?
The true victory is in helping one another.
The true victory, say that.
The true victory is in helping one another.
Yes, nice. The true victory is helping one another. Yes.
What about unity leads to success?
Unity leads to success. That is also possible. Next, one more.
Diversity in ability is what makes what makes everyone unique.
Can you repeat?
Diversity in ability is what makes everyone unique.
How to spell the first? Diversity, you mean?
Yeah, TNVRS91.
Diversity and
Diversity in ability.
in abilities.
Yeah.
Abilities
Is what makes everyone unique.
that is also possible. Okay. For this short story, there are 3 parts, and you have already mentioned different morals through each part. And there are some remarkable expressions. That's all. Now I want to go to text 6G. For text 6G, I will let you read first, as usual. I will mainly look at it. I will mainly discuss this. Number 9. C. Divide the different stages of your version between the group members to write them and read them to the class. And next one, wait. Sorry. That is the previous. I look at the share screen. Happens. Number 10C. Sorry. In Rory's story, the irony, we discuss it. Similarly, here in this story, I will discuss 10C about humorous, right? While reading, be aware of that. And also here, 11, there are bold words as you see in the test. And here, give synonyms in the context and in the same part of speech for the term words in bold in text 6G. Okay, do that. I will do these two for this reading test. Okay, let's read together. That's one we like to read. I'm going to start reading.
We drove off to find the best viewing spot, which turned out to be the crest of the hill so we could see the approaching race. I asked the lads if we could join the wacky races and follow the donkeys, and they loved the idea. We'll open the car boot. You climb inside and point your camera towards the race. As the donkeys overtake us, we'll join the cars. But will you try and get to the front? Oh yes, that's no problem.
Yeah, the best viewing spot. Spot means place, a nice place to look at the race. That is called the best viewing spot. The crest of the hill, the top of the hill, so that you could see the approaching race. Walking races, mostly it is for car racing. Followed by the donkeys, and they left the idea. And in this paragraph, you could learn let's. It means Yen wines. Overtake as we will join the cars, but will you get to the front? Okay, that's all. Tashwizin, read the second paragraph.
The two lads who have never been interested in this karate sport, were suddenly sprang up with enthusiasm. We waited for
Enthusiasm.
enthusiasms. We waited for an how to pronounce this, teacher?
Eternity.
Eternities on the road of the hay. Me preach PERCHED parched in the boot with the zooms links pointing out. Nearly 1 hour later, I was beginning to feel rather silly when there had been no action apart from villagers on a wobbly bicycle who nearly fell off as he cycled past and gazed around at us.
The two lads were never been interested in this Karachi sport. Fire up with enthusiasm. Fire up with enthusiasm. We waited for an eternity, and on the brow of hill, it means brow means rest. Crest. It means top of the hill. Patch in the boot. How do you understand by patched? It means rest with a zoom lens pointing out. 1 hour later, I was beginning to feel rather silly when there had been no action apart from a villager on a wobbly race. Nearly 1 hour later, I was beginning to feel rather silly because, you could see no action, only the villagers on a wobbly bicycle who nearly fell off as he cycled past and gazed around at us. That is the funny scene. Okay, let's go to next. Who will read? Kevin, read the next paragraph.
Several vehicles went past, and some donkey cart carrying
Potatoes.
spectators. Are they coming? We call out to them. Coming, coming, came the reply. We were beginning to lose
Wait.
faith in it happening, except for the lads who remained confident.
They were waiting, but they could not be patient. Okay, next part. Xin Nai Miu, go on.
Just as I was assuming that the race had been cancelled, we spotted 2 approaching donkey carts in front of a cloud of fumes and dust created by some 50 vehicles roaring in their wake. As they drew near, Yaku revved up the engine and began to inch the car out of the lay-by. The 2 donkeys were almost dropped by their entourage, but there was no denying their speed. The 2 were neck and neck, their jockeys perched on top of the tiny cars, using their whips energetically, although not cruelly.
Assuming, thinking, they thought that the race had been cancelled, but they saw, another word for saw is spotted. 2 approaching donkey carts, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, in front of a cloud of fumes. You could learn that the description of that place, a cloud of fumes and dust, created by some 50 vehicles roaring in their wake. As they drew near, here is the character. Yaku revved up the engine, means increase the engine and began to inch the car out of the lay-by. The 2 donkeys were almost drafted by their entourage. So here, drafted means dominated. The 2 donkeys were dominated by their cars. So it is not very clear. The vision is not very clear. Here, by their entourage. How do you understand my entourage? Everybody, the blue word. Let's do together. It is for 11A. In 11A, you could see entourage. How do you understand my entourage? The 2 donkeys were almost drafted by their entourage. Drafted means influence, covered.
I think it's a group of people attending or surrounding an important person.
Yeah. So it means that there were many people. That is why the vision of the 2 donkeys where almost influence ENCED. Covered. So the first one, entourage means, yeah, according to the dictionary, it means a group of people. So to make it simple, a group of people. The two were neck and neck. Their jockeys perched on top of their tiny carts. Perch means rested, using their whips energetically, although not cruelly. So it means they were using whips. So in this paragraph, the key word is entourage. It means a group of people. Behind there, entourage means a group of people. So I'm doing 11A now. Entourage. You could see that it is for number 1. Let's go on. Algebra, I read.
The road strengthened and
Which one are you reading? The noise of the approaching vehicles. That paragraph is not finished yet. You see?
the noise of the approaching vehicles grew, horns tooting, bells ringing, and the special rattles used just for this purpose, like macaras, a metal container filled with dried beans, men standing
Maracas.
maracas,
Maracas. A kind
maracas.
of musical instrument, yeah.
Men standing top of their cars and vans, hanging out of taxis and perched on lorries, all cheered and shouted while the vehicles jostled to get to the front of the convoy.
Convoy. Everybody, the noise, for the noise, we can use grew. The noise of the vehicles grew. So it was too noisy. And for what are doing? They toot their horns. Pom, 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 tee, 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 like that. So it is, in English, we say like horns tooting. Horns tooting. And the rest are concerned with bells and some musical instruments like maracas, a metal container filled with dried beans. That is called maracas. You are explaining the meaning of maracas. Maraca is a kind of musical instrument. Bells ringing, the special rattles, right? They are making sounds. It means men standing on top of their cars and vans. So that is the people's action. They are resting on lorries. So in that place, there are many people. They to cheer up the race. They are waiting, and they're quite noisy. It was quite noisy. And the vehicle jostled to get to the front of the convoy. So in this case, you need to know the meaning of convoy. How do you understand my convoy? Convoy. When I come back home from school, if I encounter the convoy, the traffic was, I encounter the convoy, the traffic could be delayed. I could not get in time because I use P road. So that is convoy. Convoy means a group of vehicles or maybe cars or ships. Sometimes armed, followed by armed troops. So that is called convoy. Group of vehicles. Okay, it is understandable. There is no bold words. Go to next one. dilatory Yakub chose exactly.
Yaku chose exactly the right moment to edge out of the road and swerve in front of the nearest car, finding the perfect place to see the two donkeys and at the front of the vehicle. This was Formula One without rules or a city center rush hour gone arranged, a complete floating of every type of traffic rule and common sense.
You know the character's name, Yakub, chose exactly the right moment to edge out of the road. So choose the route which is on the edge of the road. Swerve, that is the word that you can use for driving in front of the nearest car, finding the perfect place to see the two donkeys. Yeah. And this was for the city center rush hour gone anarchic. How do you understand by anarchic?
Not control.
Here it says the city center rush hour gone anarchic. So during the rush hour, as you know, there are many vehicles on the road. So at that time, the traffic cannot be controlled. So some careless driver might break the rules because it is so complicated. So that is called gone anarchic. Anarchic means became how should I say, during the rush hour, the city centers became lawless. They are going, sometimes, you know, when the traffic lights is the traffic light is broken. As you see, some cars are driving carelessly. That is called lawless. The city center rush hour gone anarchic. So it means, you know, people become undisciplined. They are driving as they like. That way. A complete floating. F-L-O-U-T-I-N-G, floating of every type of traffic rule and common sense. So what is the meaning of floating? It is quite similar to anarchic here. A complete floating means people are breaking the rules. All right, they don't regard the rule, they don't respect the rule. So the traffic rule was not respected. Disregarding the rule, they don't respect the rule, it means. All right, can I continue? Okay, so here anarchic and floating. Anarchic, gone lawless, and floating means they don't respect the traffic rule, so instead disregarding. The next one, Sumeri. One young driver.
When our young driver revealed this unusual task for driving skills, it was a burden for the fittest and depended upon the ability to cut in front of the vehicle with a sharp tweak of the steering wheel. No lane discipline here, just reflex to spot a gap in the traffic for a couple of seconds, mouths or steals, and an effective horns. There are two races, the motorized spectators at the back, and in front the two donkeys stay running close and amazingly not put off by the uproar just behind them. Ahead of the donkeys, oncoming traffic, for if it was the main road, had to dive into the ditch and wait there until we had passed. Jacob loved it. We stayed near the front, his hand permanently on the horn.
Look at the chaotic situation. One, according to the previous paragraph, the situation was quite complicated and quite chaotic. At the time, another scene, one young driver relished their unusual test of driving skills. Relished their unusual test of driving skills. So it means that driving carelessly to test his driving skills. No lane discipline there. So it means vehicles are going carelessly. No lane discipline. He had quick reflexes to spot a gap in the traffic for a couple of seconds. For 2 seconds, they are searching for the gap in the traffic. And the horns are hooting because there were 2 races, the motorized spectators at the back, in front the 2 donkeys. So donkeys and vehicles are on the road, still running close and amazingly not put off by the uproar just behind them. Ahead of the donkeys, oncoming traffic, it was a main road, had to dive into the ditch. Wait there until we had passed. Yaku loved it. We stayed near the front. His hand permanently on the horn. So it means he was also he was horning all the time. It means permanently horn on the horn. So here there are 2 words like relished and reflexes. Everybody, how do you understand my relished? One young driver relished. Enjoying doing the test for his driving skills. So relished means enjoyed. And they don't show that here. There it says like no land discipline, no vehicle rules. There quick reflexes to spot a gap. Quick reflexes on the road. When cars are driven, you must show the signal to do something. But here the cars, they don't show their signal. Reflexes means unconscious responses. They are doing as they like. They don't show the signals and they respond as they like. Quick response, it means like unconscious response. They don't have consciousness. With consciousness. Okay, let's go to next one. Touch Zhen, would you like to read?
How to pronounce this?
Huh? We are the road straightened.
The road straightens and leveled, and everyone picked up speed as we neared the end of the race. But just as they were rushing the finishing line, the hospital's gate, there was a near pile up as the leading donkeys swerved, lost his footings, and he and the cart tumbled, and the race was over.
Mm. Let's look at the road. Actually, the road straightened and leveled. Everyone picked up speed as we neared the end of the race. So it becomes better. They were reaching the finishing line, the hospital gate. There was a near pile-up as the leading donkey swerved, lost his footing, and he and the cart tumbled. The situation is quite chaotic, but their chaotic situation is quite funny. The donkey, there was a near pile-up. The leading donkey swerved and lost his footing. The race was over. Although there was a race, it was not organized. It was not organized and it's quite chaotic. And you could visualize the scene of being disorganized and chaotic. There are some vehicles and animals and people are going here and there. The traffic, people didn't have consciousness. They are careless. And even the donkey lost his footing and he and the cart tumbled. Tumble means tripped over. So that thing is quite funny. Chaotic situation. And next one, and then the trouble began.
And then the trouble began. I assumed the winner was the one who completed the race, but it was not seen that way by everyone. Apart from the two jockeys and officials who it turned out were actually monitoring the race, there were over 100 spectators who all had strong opinions on the outcome. Some were claiming that the donkey had fallen because the other one had been ridden too close to him. Voices were raised, tempers were rising, and many were trying to insist that the race should be rerun.
Yeah, the humorous fact. The writer assumed that the winner was the one who completed the race, but it was not seen that way by everyone. Apart from the two donkeys, officials, it means like referees who are monitoring the race. There were over 100 spectators who all had strong opinions on the outcome, so they would like to know the result. Outcomes means result. Some were claiming that the donkey had fallen because the other one had been ridden too close to him. They were criticizing the race. Voices were raised. Although the race was not organized, it was quite noisy. Voices were raised, tempers were rising. So it was not organized, so the race should be rerun because it's not organized, very chaotic. So it's not fair. So it should be rerun that way. Okay. In that part, there is a vowel word, or there are two vowel words in the previous paragraph and this paragraph. April. Yeah. How do you understand my April? How do you understand my April? The two donkeys still running close and amazingly not put off by the uproar just behind them. What is uproar? As you know, roar, it means noisy sounds. Uproar, how do you understand my that? Uproar means like noisy sound or disturbance. Or noise. Disturbing noise. Disturbing noise. Another one, yeah, we are here now, right? Monitoring. Apart from the two jockeys and officials who intend out were actually monitoring, that is direct meaning, observing, managing the race, controlling the race. So monitoring means controlling, managing. There must be referee, right, to decide who wins and loses. So but the situation is quite chaotic. And monitoring means managing, controlling the. Okay, the last part. Who is that? Who hasn't read it? Faria.
Okay, Yakub and Iqbal,
Iqbal. Yeah, that is
Iqbal were
yeah, Indian names. They are Indian names.
Iqbal were nervous of hanging around a volatile situation.
Volatile situation.
Volatile situation. They agreed to find out from me what was happening, ordering me to stay inside the car as they were swallowed up by the crowd. They emerged sometime later. It's still not resolved, said Iqbal, but there's no point hanging around. I think we should leave. As we drove away, Yakub reflected on his driving skills. I really enjoyed that, he said. As we drove off at a more steady pace, but I don't even have my license yet because I am underage.
Here, I will explain briefly. Nervous of hanging around a volatile situation. You should know volatile. Volatile means, the situation is unstable and it can explode easily. The current situation is quite volatile actually. It is unstable and it can be exploded easily. That is called volatile situation. Sometimes some people is trying to manage, for example, someone is trying to manage his or his anger, but if somebody makes him angry, his anger can burst out easily. That is called volatile situation. The situation that can be exploded. The current one is also volatile situation, right? So that is called volatile. And they agree, they emerge sometime later and it is still not resolved. Another word is resolved. So volatile, unstable, and the unstable situation that can be exploded easily and resolved. It is still not resolved, such equable. So resolved means like everybody, how do you understand my resolved? It is still not resolved. How do you understand my this according to this context?
The problem is still not solved.
Not solved yet. Yeah. So it means not resolved. So it means that not decided yet. Not decided, not resolved. I think we should leave. As we drove away, reflected on his driving skills. I really enjoyed that he said as we drove off at a more seated pace. Yeah, everybody, you should know that seated. How do you understand my seated? But I don't even have my license yet, but I am underage. Everybody, what is the meaning of seated? That word is nice. Seated
Calm.
pace. Can you say again?
Calm or steady.
Compared to the previous one, yeah, it is quite calm. What should I say? Sedation. It comes from sedation. That the name of the medicine. So more sedate. You should use this word. More sedate pace. It means calm, tranquil, peaceful. That way. In that place, it's not very busy. Right? In the previous one, it was very chaotic and very busy, but now they are driving to a seated place, mean more peaceful and calm place. So because I don't even have my license, car license. Underage. How do you understand by underage? Means he could not get that license yet because he's not old enough. Right? So I will discuss the bold words are already discussed. So I will do the humorous scene. How do you think the account has been made humorous? I underline some parts. So could you please tell me that the account has been made humorous by, in which thing is humorous? I underline, did you notice? The funny stuff. And second paragraph. Nearly 1 hour later, I was beginning to feel rather silly when there had been no action apart from a villager on a wobbly bicycle. It means that one of the villagers was not riding the bicycle properly. Another one was about to fall off. So that scene is quite funny. And another one in page 90. Amid from being busy and chaotic, one young driver relished and their unusual test of driving skills. In the chaotic situation, one driver was testing his driving skills there. And in that paragraph, in that page 90, second last paragraph, I underlined there was a near pile-up as the leading donkey swerved, lost his footing. Yeah, the donkey has lost the footing. So funny. He and the car tumbled. It means fell down. It means trip over. The situation was really chaotic, disorganized, but the race was over. So that way. So according, and the last paragraph in line number 9, in page 90, I assume the winner was the one who completed the race, but it was not seen that way by everyone. So it's so funny. So concerning the account, the whole account means the whole reading text. Here we could see some things that make us funny, that give us humorous feeling. So how do you think the account has been made humorous feeling? So you need to say like, the account has been made humorous by, how will you continue? You must be able to summarize the underlying facts. Find the scene. Find the scene of, can you say? The first one, it is about whom? Silly. Find the silly scene of. Find the silly scene of the villager on a wobbly bicycle, right? So I will write like that. On the wobbly bicycle, comma. Another one is the young driver enjoying his driving skills in the chaotic place. One, 2, 3 points. It is enough. His driving skills in the chaos. And another thing, the vague outcome of the race, because they don't know who won, right? It was not clear. So in the last part, it says, I assume the winner was the one who completed the race, but it was not seen that way by everyone. So it means that vague. Vague means not clear. V-A-G-U-E, vague. Outcome means result. The vague outcome of the race. I have put 3 points. So how will you answer for that? Jelita, can you give me the example? The account has been made Read again.
The account has been made humorous by the silly scenes of a villager on the whoopee bicycle, a young driver enjoying his driving skill in the chaos and the vague outcome of the race.
Like this. Got it? So I will stop here. Bye bye. You can go now. Bye
Bye,
bye.
teacher. Thank
Yeah,
Bye,
yeah.
teacher.
Prepare for your presentation
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
on Monday. Oh, Wednesday. Wednesday I will start.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah. Bye bye. You can go.